Hey YouTube, brew tubers out there. Alright, so if you've read the title, the description, this is a response to SJ Poor's Homebrew Wednesday video that just came out. So if you haven't checked that out, um, I'll put a link, I remember, in the bottom of the bucket. And he wanted to know a lot of questions. He asked a lot of good questions about, home brewing, what is it to us, the hobby and things like that, and the decline of home brewers and things like that. A lot of guys. So I mean, if you want to talk about brew tubers, I've noticed that for like the last couple years. When I got into this, like most guys, I looked up how to brew beer, and of course we found Craig Tube, and he was still doing beers at the time, and loved his stuff. I just love it, everything that he does, even if it's just kid stuff. I mean, he just has a persona about him that I can watch the man, I don't know, mix a bottle of apple juice, okay, and I'd watch it. You know what I'm saying? He has that, for me anyway, that charisma that, I don't know what it is. It's relaxing to watch his videos. I don't know what it is, but for me, I always enjoyed Craig's videos. I don't care if he was on there doing a rant, doing, brewing, cooking videos, whatever. So I still watch his playlists regularly. At least once a week, I'll watch something, especially at work when there's nothing to do and there's no new content out on YouTube. I'll just put his playlist on and just listen to it while I'm at work. Just background noise. I mean, that's how much I enjoy his voice, his whatever, his persona. So I got into brewing because of Craig. I mean, a lot of us brewers can say that, especially if you never went big and you did the whole kit thing. That's where you started. Yeah, if you don't know who Craig Tube is, then you must just started brewing recently. But anyway, so I did that, and then I got involved with making videos because my brother-in-law was doing videos. So I said, "Oh, I'll do brew tube videos too now. I'll try to make some money on YouTube and everything." That was right before the YouTube apocalypse. Now forget it. You need 10,000 subs, 10,000 hours of watch time. You need to be a big guy, no matter what. So it's done with that. So um, so I started doing the videos, and now today that has evolved to just my pipe stuff. My channel's all over the place: hiking, pipe, some part of the piping community on YouTube, the YTPC, still part of the homebrewing community. I have my religious regular watchers, and I watch their stuff. We're kind of buddies, a group. Watch SJ's stuff. He watches my stuff. So, but a lot of the big brew tubers that I used to follow either have given up, shut down their channels, or just disappeared. You know, don't know. A lot of guys have passed on. As you know, there's a couple big brewers that we used to all watch, and they've gone to the brew kettle in the sky, that type of thing. So obviously, they're not putting content out because they're gone. But like other guys, there's that have that I've noticed, a lot of them have quit because of health reasons. They just don't want to drink the beer anymore, and hey, more power to you, whatever. I mean, that's your decision. Health is definitely, beer ain't the healthiest thing for you, as we know. But for me, as I love the hobby. I mean, the hobby as a whole. I mean, I'm a small brewer. I'm not, I don't have I've not done all grain. Ever have done all grain. Never will do all grain. I just don't have the time or the patience for it. Um, so my time is limited. 3 to 4 hours brew time, perfect. So a couple steep the grains. You see my video, steep the grains, partial basic extract, and I have 3 pounds of dry malt extract that I throw in at the end. So simple as that. Simple brewing, stovetop brewing. I have 2 burners for doing a full 5-gallon boil, but it's like I don't know, just bringing everything outside because I don't have a jacket or anything to put on the kettle to keep it warm during the mash. So I mean, doing the whole mash in the whole 5 gallons is kind of leery to me because I like to keep it at that temperature of 150, and so I'm just going to keep doing the way I do it, and then maybe like I did it once where I took the liquor from the mash and topped it up to five, and then boiled it. I did that once. It's on my channel, but I don't know. It just seems like a lot more work than just doing it the way I do on the stovetop. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody does it the way they do. They have their system. So, but for me, like I love the process of brewing, coming up with a recipe. I mean, most of the time, I'm right now just sticking with my base recipes that I go to year after year. So, I mean, it's not channel-wise, content-wise. It's just kind of like a video library now. It's not like, oh, let's see what the captain's brewing next. You know, I mean, every once in a while, like my next brew, I'm thinking about, doing the Trooper clone. I found a couple recipes online, and of course I have to source what I can get at my home brick and mortar. And let's segue into brick and mortar. That's what we're taught. SJ that was another question of his. How it's so hard to be like when we went into BrewTube, doing the brewing, you always back in mind, well, maybe I could, start a business. It's not lucrative. I mean, since I started making beer, all my brick and mortars have shut down. Even the guys that I said, oh, I'll fall back on and I'll go and buy something, off a brew tuber that may have a homebrew shop, And there was a couple of you guys out there, SJ included, that if I had to go to it to where I had to order online, I was going to go to a brew tuber and just order from their company. They're all out of business as well. So I'm down to one brick and mortar in my locality, which is about 30 minutes away. And it's convenient for me because I take my kids to karate. It's in the same town on the way back from karate. So I place my order, pick it up on my way back from karate or on a weekend, and I got my stuff. Once he closes, everything else is in North Jersey, up towards New York and stuff. I'm not traveling to get some grades. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be back online, and then you got to pay for the shipping costs. So there's going to be that added cost. And even so, I mean, I've noticed that when I first started out, dry malt extract was like $12, even at the brick and mortar. But it seems like everybody's prices online has gone up because the brick and mortar, they got to keep up with the prices that are online, the big box stores, Northern Brewer, whatever other one there are out there, so I'm pretty much paying the same price of $17.99 for the dry malt extract. That's the killer. The grains are easy. It's cheap, It's $12 for the grains that I use, It's the extract that's killing me. But I mean, I could, like I said, go all grain, but I don't want to get into that. So I have to pay for pay. And don't get me started with Cooper's. If I go back to kit beer, forget it. It's $60 for a can of malt, and but they give you their dry malt extract with the kit, and then so if I go, of course I never use their yeast, so it's going to cost me $60. So say it's $50 for that beer from Cooper's with shipping, so then you got to pay for shipping, so and then to go get fresh hops, to doctor it up like we all do, add another thing of yeast for $5-6. Talking like $65 to mix it. Nah, I can't do it anymore. I can't. And then like it hasn't been coming out. The last time I did it, for nostalgia reasons, both beers came out sour, and I didn't want to spend any money on the yeast, so I used the kit yeast. And the beers were both sour. Now either because I know Big Banana had trouble with the malt. Could be that the malt inside the can, something happened, Could be that too. But yeah, for me, I love the process. I love the hobby of making the beer. That's the whole thing, making it. Now, of course, one of the side effects is drinking it, right? So I've even cut back a little, because it's like now that I'm getting it in a keg, it's not bottled. So I mean, I technically could do probably half bottle, half keg, or something like that. But it's like you got the keg, you just fill it up, you know. So and if now that I'm drinking less, it's taking me longer to make the next beer, you know. So it's getting slower. To make the different brews and try to time it right. So when the keg is getting low, make the beer. So now I got 2 weeks to finish drinking the keg because I'm the only one drinking it. Me and Hugo. My wife don't drink it. I really don't have friends come over, so to get through 5 gallons on your own, kind of tough sometimes. But yeah, I think more of the process of making the beer, coming up with a recipe, and an experiment, and say, hey, I made this. That's the thing that keeps me going. Health-wise, I'm still healthy, so knock on wood, I don't have to sit there and just say, I can only drink once a week, or whatever, or not even drink at all. So, but we're just trying to keep it low to where maybe something like that won't happen. But yeah, it's just you just notice that I've noticed that a lot of guys have just disappeared, and no one's really brewing that much. But like I said, the brick and mortar. That's what I'm getting back to. That it's like it's like the first one went out of business. He actually closed his shop and then opened up a brewery. So he went from a home brewer to a brew shop to to open up a home brewery or a brewery, and then that went out of business too. So it's like because there's in New Jersey, South Jersey, whatever, there's craft beer breweries everywhere. So even that is, even to go from home brewing, like my brother looked and saying, "Oh, you should make your own beer and sell it." I'm like, dude, everywhere you look, you got Tuckahoe Brewing Company, Cape May Brewing Company, this brewing company, that brewing company. It's oversaturated. And I can't even bring myself to buy craft beer anymore because it's like you get from those breweries, you're getting 4 bottles of beer for $13, sometimes $15 for a 4-pack. Yeah, I got 5 gallons in the fridge, same exact shit that you're making, but you're doing it on a bigger scale with a bigger system. I can't do it. I refuse to. I'd rather not drink. But if I go out with the wife and the kids and we're at a restaurant and I see a local, craft brewery, I'll try it. I'm not gonna lie. I'll get it there. But I can't see myself on a regular basis. Let me go get this craft beer. Mm-mm. Now, there's something like a comparison, like do side-by-side tasting with a clone beer that I do. Sure. And I know a lot of guys are saying, because I was talking on Finru's channel about the next brew that I want to do. Like I said, the Trooper. But even with this recipe, I'm not getting the right hops, that are actually in it. Robinson Brewery uses like Bobek hops, which is a hybrid. When I looked it up, it's a hybrid between Tettnang and another hop. I mean, I could probably go online and find it, but like I said, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to get, probably just run with Fuggles and East Kent Goldings. The yeast, going to use a London ale yeast or something, something like that, and see how it comes out. It's not going to taste exactly the same. I've done, clone beers before, and they never taste the same because you never get the yeast that they use. So yeah, so I'm gonna be here still doing my thing, still watching whoever's out there. Yeah, like I forget what other things, SJ, you were asking, but I know this is gonna be a long video, but yeah, for me, it's just the process of making the brew, and that's what I get out of it. And just the satisfaction to know that, hey, I made this. This is cool. And then every once in a while, and if I want to enter it into a contest, a local, state fair or whatever, my one beer won third place. You know, first time I ever entered. So I thought that was great. Another thing about brick and mortars, my other one that was here for like 7 years, I think, that I was going to right around the corner in Northfield. Great, great guy. His name's Guy. Uh, and it was just that camaraderie, being able to go in there and shoot the shit. And like the brick and mortar that I go to now, it's kind of like I just show up, pick up my stuff, and leave. There's no, I don't have that same feel, kind of like a club type thing. And, SJ was asking about homebrew clubs and stuff like that. There you go. Sorry about that. My camera cut out on me. I'm cooking something inside, and my timer went off. Cut off the record. But think what I was getting into saying was homebrew clubs. Yeah, there's none around here. I don't even think there ever was any South Jersey homebrew clubs at all. I never thought about doing one or anything like that, and there's nobody I know that really does it, brew, personally, or friends or anything. So really would be, and everybody's schedule. Like me with clubs, it's the same thing. Like even with a pipe club, I couldn't even get over to the. I mean, I can now, if there was a brick and mortar pipe club, around the corner or something. But now it's all, owned by these pot shops. The regular pipe tobacco and cigar lounges are up north again. They're North Jersey. Same thing with the home brewer clubs. There's one. I think I'm on a Facebook group for one, and they were up north. But I kind of I don't even know if I muted it or got out of the group, because I was posting my videos with Hugo here, with my brew day videos and things like that, just to be part of it, because they were the ones that run the New Jersey homebrew tasting and stuff, whatever, contest, whatever, for the fair and stuff up north. And that's where I won my that's why I got into it online, and being part of the Facebook group and everything, because everybody joined that contest. So but I got out of it because they were derogatory towards me, and one commenter, I mean, I'm sure it was not everybody, because a lot of people did like my videos and me posting in the group, but a lot of them, a couple guys were like, who's the creepy doll? And of course, there's plenty of videos where I've gone and explained Hugo and things like that. And why don't you come to a club meeting one day or whatever, or something like that, instead of, or some sort of derogatory stuff like that. There's no way in hell. You guys are 4 hours away from my house. And I work nights. So like I said, it's not me with clubs. It doesn't work. There's just no way. I work nights. I can't even take my kids to karate at night. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. There's no way I can do anything club related. And just from that attitude, I don't even think I would want to be part of that club anyway. But I just find that with clubs, even with the cigar and pipes, there's always that alpha male or that person who always got to be the bigger guy. I always got that vibe, even at the local club here. I would go in for do the cigar tastings, and you get $35. You get sample whatever the distributor was selling. Either it be Romeo and Juliet or Perdone. They have a rep come in. You buy the cigars. You talk about he talks about the tobacco and stuff, and you're with the group of guys that you're always with, smoking. So you're. But like I said, there was always that one guy no matter what club I went to. It was just like, they rub you the wrong way. And I'm the young guy in the group at the time, and these guys are older, you know, and you try to talk anything to be, or to be somebody like always talking up over you, like you have an idea or an opinion on something. Because remember, it's an opinion. You're talking about everything when you're in the smoke shop, and I'm sure it is with any group, either be a beer group or whatever. Politics are going to be talked, movies are going to be talked, and if I have a passion about something, I'm going to voice my opinion about it, and then that's when the fight starts, or you just like, or it's like, okay, either I shut up and just leave, or whatever, that type of thing, and then, or at the other lounge where we originally went to, it would be like a buy-in, you gotta spend a certain amount of money to use the lounge in the back. I'm like, really? I mean, I get it, but then you go in the back, and then it'd be some asshole. No, excuse me. There'd be some, a-hole. Like, you're in my seat. Like, what? Like, I had that happen to me once. I'm like, really? Like, really? Like, this ain't a club meeting. Like, we're in here using the lounge. And of course I was a young guy at the time. Mid-20s. So I was like, I ain't gonna deal with this. So, but yeah, I know this video is long-winded, but SJ had some questions about what we feel about home brewing and you know everything like that. Like I said, there's a decline in everything. A lot of guys are getting out of it. I don't know if it's the money thing. I mean, for me, the price to make the beer is still cheaper than buying craft beer, because I'm not going to sit there, if you want something with a little more flavor than buying Narragansett or Murphy's Stout, it's always better to make your own, in my opinion. And the price has not gone up that much for me to sit there and say I'm done. It's $40, give or take. Obviously, the more hops I add to a brew, it's gonna be more. So like the next brew is gonna be about $50. I've already got it looked at, about $49, and that's just because of the added hops. I think I have 3 hop additions in that one when I do it. And then I don't know if there was a couple extra grains or something. I don't know, but anyway. Let me go before my battery cuts out, or who knows what else. So hopefully, this response helps you out, and anyone else. But this is, like I said, this is a response to SJ's latest video. So go check that out, and I'll be looking for your guys' videos, whoever's still on BrewTube, and whoever's still doing it. I know Craig's out; he don't do it no more. He's moved on. But a couple of you guys are still doing it. So. Obviously, I'll keep watching you guys. So till we do it again, my friends, remember, let's set sail.